Yes, sir.
Call to order the Monday, July 17th, or 7th, 2025, Washington County Planning Commission meeting. If we'll stand, and we'll have the invocation by Mr. Hagan and the pledge by Ms. Cook.
Our God, you've been good to us, and we're mindful of that. We thank you for the beauty of this day that we've enjoyed. Thank you that you've watered the earth, and thank you, Lord, for the presence of your Spirit in this place tonight. We ask that every deliberation we make tonight will be with open hearts and open minds, and that we'll do the best things in the interest of our county. And we ask it all that you would use your name and get the glory in your name. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
District 1, Roger Hagan.
Here.
District 2, Richard Gundy.
Here.
District 3, Michelle Cook.
Present.
District 4, Carl Owens.
Present.
District 5, Jarrett Pykett excused. School Board Representative Kyle Newsom excused. Member at Large Chairman John Gay excused. Don McDonald, County Planner. Jennifer Ake, Planning Assistant, present. Matthew Fuquay, County Attorney.
Present. And accounted
All right. Do we have any changes to the agenda?
No, sir.
Nope, okay. Chairman, entertain a motion to approve the agenda.
Move the agenda.
We have a first and a second?
District 1, Roger Hagan.
Yes.
District 2, Richard Gundy.
Yes.
District 3, Michelle Cook.
Yes.
District 4, Carl Owens.
Yes.
District 5, Jarrett Pygott excused. School Board Representative Kyle Newsom excused. Member at Large John Gay excused.
All right. Item number 6, meeting minutes approval. Chairman, entertain a motion to approve all 3 months unless someone sees different.
Make a motion.
Have a motion?
I'll second the motion.
Have a second? Roll call, please.
District 1, Roger Hagan.
Yes.
District 2, Richard Quindy.
Yes.
District 3, Michelle Cook.
Yes.
District 4, Carl Owens.
Yes.
District 5, Jarrett Pygott excused. School Board Representative Kyle Newsom excused. Member at Large Chairman John Gay excused.
Excuse, all right. Madam Planner, we have old business?
No, sir.
None? Okay. Moving on to new business. Yes, sir.
Do we have to excuse that there's an item on the agenda, we approve the agenda as presented, and it's been pulled, do we have to present it as amended?
So we updated the agenda, Mr. Hagan?
Okay,
We updated the agenda, Mr. Hagan, to show withdrawn, because that just happened on Thursday. We were closed for the holidays, and so I'd just like to let you all know, and we let you know earlier this morning, that A and B, the Terramore applications, have been withdrawn. So we will not be considering those this evening.
B and C.
B and C.
B and C.
Oh, I'm sorry, yes, B and C. The first order of business, A, we will be hearing.
and I did get that notice, I'm just wondering, because it's presented here tonight in this package, do we have to, should my motion said with the exceptions or something like that? I'm good
No, I don't
if, I'm
think-
good if it's all right. I
No.
don't know if that might be a legal thing, but it is on the official agenda.
Well, an agenda for a planning commission, for a county commission, is a lot different than an agenda for a school board. School board, you have to have an agenda to go forward. Y'all don't have to have one, so if y'all wanna say this one's withdrawn at the end, that's fine.
That's fine. Okay.
No, I'm good, it's good.
Right, just not in the mail out that we had. That's the only thing,
Right.
the mail out they sent us,
Okay,
but the one online has been amended already.
okay, I'm good.
Okay, so our first case is the vertical, I've got another case. It is the Lytton. A. And so this will be your only case this evening, and this is a minor development review application, so you all will be making the decision. This is a revision to an already approved development So this development was approved in 2017, and the development order was issued in 2018. However, the applicant has returned to reconfigure and add an additional footprint to a wireless tower facility. And it's just at the base of the tower, of this existing tower, there is, you've got the tower, and you've got equipment cabinets and generators, and now they're adding ice bridges, which is interesting, even here. And so that's to cover some of the lines because of freezing weather and things that we've had lately.
So, Madam Planner, while she's working on that, so what they're wanting to do is increase some of the structure inside the fenced-in area?
Right, so this is an existing tower located on .23 acres. And as I mentioned before, this is an approved tower. However, they have asked for additional pads for a new carrier on the site. So when the tower was approved back in 2018, they did allow for additional carriers, but the base of the tower, the wireless facility, and was it's a different footprint, and so they're adding a new slab to the footprint, which changes the development, and actually two slabs, one for an equipment cabinet and one for a generator, to add space within the wireless facility for AT&T. And this is because of co-location, which we want. We want to encourage, and the code does encourage co-location. And that's where, instead of building another tower, instead of AT&T building another tower, they would just add an antenna to the tower and add the equipment cabinets and the generators to the base of the tower. And so tonight, you would just be approving the change. And basically, what we're looking at is one 4x6 concrete pad, additional, and one additional 6 by 8.5 foot slab. So it sounds minor. It's considered a minor development because of the square footage, but any changes in a footprint of a development or, building in certain, for buildings, an existing building, adding a story or an addition, that would require a development review. And so tonight we'd be requesting approval for the change, and I would issue the development order tomorrow. There's no reason not to. There's been no opposition. We did receive a phone call today from a neighbor, but I don't think anything he mentioned is related to what we're talking about tonight, and anything land use related. But the neighborhood information meeting, there was no opposition, no one attended, and we haven't heard from anybody. And Jennifer spoke to this gentleman today.
I mentioned it to Mr. Kundy.
Okay. And so I think it was a personal matter. It sounded like a personal matter he brought up between him and the company.
Okay, yeah, that didn't pertain to us.
So
Are we- are we-
staff recommends approval, by the way.
Are we suggesting or advising to the cell tower companies now to, when they apply for this, to apply
Build a
for-
bigger pad.
build a bigger pad, or at least
Yes.
in their drawings, have it on there for expansion, whether they need it or not, so we don't have to come back and do this?
Yes, because this holds them up.
It does.
Because they're adding, and we want them to co-locate. We don't want towers everywhere. But we've been approving quite a few towers because of the storm, and we're rebuilding. And there's a need because of population growth. So we're addressing that need. But what we're doing, and is we've been requesting on the site plan where the additional carriers will be located in the future, and for them to actually tell us just an approximate square footage of the slabs. Now, if it becomes fewer square feet, then that's not an issue at all. If it's more, I'm sure we could talk to them, but if they do anticipate future growth, then they wouldn't have to go through this process with us. They can just go straight to the building department for their building permit application.
Thank you, ma'am.
Didn't we do the same or similar thing down at close to the intersection of Fanning Branch and Holmes Valley Road, down below Vernon? They came in, we put a tower, and then they came back and put additional pads. Was that, am I thinking about the right location?
Very similar.
We've done something very similar, I think.
Yes, and they haven't built, though. That application hasn't moved forward.
All these pads will be inside the perimeter of the existing fence?
Yes, sir.
That's what I thought.
Do we have any public comment? All right. Any comments?
Yes, sir.
No, sir.
Chair will entertain a motion.
Move staff recommendation.
A second?
We have a first and second. Roll call, please.
District 1, Roger Hagan.
Yes.
District 2, Richard Kundy.
Yes.
District 3, Michelle Cook.
Yes.
District 4, Carl Owens.
Yes.
District 5, Jared Pygott excused. School Board Representative Kyle Newsom excused. Member at Large John Gay excused.
Any public comments? Thank you. Any staff comments?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay, as I mentioned earlier, B and C have been withdrawn. They sent an email, and it sounds like they're not willing to pursue the applications at this time. Hamilton from last month, the case on Highway 77 with Pine Ridge Road is in the back of the property. That was denied by the board at their meeting of June 19th. So they followed through with your recommendation.
Okay.
And I spoke to Mr. Hamilton, and he was not in attendance, and so we talked about that and going forward what his options were. We have one case in August, and it is another cell tower, a new one, not a revision to an existing. And this one will be on Gilbert's Mill Road. So we'll be getting the public noticing out this week, and the notice just went out to the Development Review Committee for review. So that should be complete by the time you receive it in your mail out. And Jane asked if everyone has submitted their disclosure forms to the state yet. And if you haven't, please do. And she said that the form is not a paper form any longer, that you must submit through their online portal. And if you need any assistance, she'd be willing to help and assist in that. That's all. Thank you.
Anything else?
I want to talk about this.
Okay. We'll hear from Mr. Fuqua.
Recently, particularly with the golf course development, there's been a lot of interest in viewing the project by county commissioners and planning board members before it's constructed. And so the question was, how do you do that? Because when you're doing a land use change or something like that, you're sitting as called a quasi judicial hearing, like a judge. And like a judge can't have a party going to them outside the courtroom and say, hey, judge, let me tell you about the case. There's a case in Miami a long time ago that said if a planning board member or a board of county commissioners has contact with a developer, a citizen, anybody in relation to something like a land use change or development order, then you have to it's presumed to be prejudicial because you didn't disclose it. You had some information that the public didn't have or the other side didn't have. So and that applied for you and county commissioners. So they adopted a statute that says, yes, you can have communication with the public, but you have to disclose it. And it says the statute says you can disclose it, or the county can create a mechanism to do it. This is based on Bay County's resolution. It's basically the same as theirs. So I anticipate the county doing this. So in the future, if somebody says, hey, I want to talk to you about this parcel next to the Dollar General, and I'm against it, and here's why. You can listen to them if you want to. You can say, nope, I'm sitting as a judge, I don't want to hear it. But if you do talk to them, you're supposed to say, well, I talked to neighbor Smith about the Dollar General application, they were against it. You don't have to go into the whole 9 yards of everything they said, but you have to disclose it so it's on the record, and everybody has an opportunity to know what influences you had in making your decision.
So we can talk with anybody except for
Staff.
staff or city board members.
So you shouldn't be talking city
I know,
board.
that's what this is saying. I mean, that's,
Ask about that in Holmes County.
that's where I was going with that.
Yeah, but
Is this strengthening or amending what we used to call ex parte communication, or is this the same thing?
it's the same thing.
Okay.
It details how you're supposed to disclose those ex parte communications. I mean, some people say, nope, I don't wanna hear it. Some people say, yeah, I'll hear what you have to say. So, but if you do hear what you have to say, disclose it. That's it. And there's also a new, the people in Tallahassee, in their infinite wisdom, decided they wanted to speed up the plating process, so they amended the statute that says a plat does not have to come for you for final approval. The county attorneys, I probably got 3 or 4 emails on this today to say, what does this really mean? If you read it literally, somebody goes to Don's office and says, hey, I wanna have a plat, and Don looks at it and, okay, yep, engineer signs off, lawyer signs off, everything's on here, it's done, and the community never hears about it until shovels hit the ground. But there's been some pushback from other county attorneys saying, no, that's not what it means, so I'm waiting for some kind of consensus to develop on how we need to amend our land development code and plating process to put this into effect, but also give the public notice of a subdivision that's coming.
I can see a lot of flack out of that.
That's the people in Tallahassee.
Keeping you busy.
Can be a bombshell.
Yeah, every time at the end, there's always a push out of, okay, here's all the things that change that may affect you. Some of them does, some of them doesn't, this one did. So that's it.
If I'm a developer, I probably like that. If I'm us, I don't know that I do.
But we talked to some surveyors, and they didn't like it as it was presented, because what happens if they go through all the steps of doing the plat, creating it, and Don said, nope, that doesn't meet it, kick back. Before, we sort of had a step process, preliminary approval, let's go over, let's talk about it, let's bring it here, bring it back when you got your subdivision created. You know, now they could go and say, okay, we got all our roads built, we got all, here's our plat, and Don said, nope, it doesn't meet the statute. They don't like that. So they like the tier process. I'm sure this came from Central Florida someplace.
Some developer will push in that thing.
Yeah, some developer was friends with a representative who had
Yeah.
some favors owed to him.
Trying to sell a little swamp somewhere.
Anything else, Mr. Fugler? You
No,
good?
that's enough.
All right. Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
We have a first, second, third.
Yeah, yeah.
We're adjourned.
Get out of here, John Gay.